someone was cooking dinner. So I just got home from a bike ride, doing some fruit shopping, and I was so happy about my fruit. I was there on my bicycle with all my fruit, and I was like, yes, yes, and I was looking forward to my mango meal. Absolutely no cravings of any sort. Only thing I was craving was my mangoes. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna eat mangoes when I get home. Then I just get a whiff, just a slight whiff of someone cooking on my way home. I was passing a house and someone was cooking dinner, and I just caught a whiff of it. Just for a fraction of a second I was like, oh, there was a smell, and instantly I was starting to crave cooked food. It went away fairly quickly. I'm still happy about my mangoes for dinner, but the point is, addictions, food addictions, like any other addiction, are not really based on a physiological need. So it really has nothing to do with hunger as such. It has to do with the brain learning that this item, this food or this drug or this activity will produce dopamine, will produce endorphins, will give you that good feeling. And so it learns that, and now it wants more of it. So we've learned our whole life that, this food satisfies me like that, this food gives me this feeling. And so when we smell cooked food, it instantly triggers a craving for that hit of endorphins, essentially, that we get when we eat it. This is of course a natural response, but to a food that isn't really natural. So I've got 2 tips to deal with this situation. First one is always have lots of fruit on hand, and make sure you're satisfied and that you eat enough of that good fruit so that you're never hungry and craving something addictive. And the second tip is really to try and, to the best of your ability, avoid exposure. Avoid smelling that food, avoid looking at it, avoid really exposing yourself to those things that will trigger that craving. Of course, this is almost impossible to do in this world. Everyone's eating these types of foods, and it's, how are you going to avoid it? Well, you can't avoid it, but you can know, and it helps to know, that when you're experiencing these things, when you smell cooked food, when you see it, when you see a pizza, when you see McDonald's, something happens in your brain, and it doesn't have to do with hunger. It's something in your brain, and you can't really unlearn it. Over a long period of time, it might loosen its grip. But McDonald's, that M, that still signals to my brain, get a Big Mac, get a Happy Meal, and you become happy. It's hard. It's not hardwired. It's like it's soft wired in my head, but it's pretty deep. So make sure you're able to separate hunger from cravings, hunger from addictions, and know what's what. And then, of course, do your best to just surround yourself with good fruit, have a pleasant environment with lots of fruit and nature, and maybe avoid exposing yourself to the triggers that will make you start craving things. You don't have to start looking at pictures of food and walk around looking at menus in town and looking at everyone's table. I mean, it's not that you're gonna avoid it either and be like, oh no, I can't look. Just relax. But having an awareness about it is valuable. Number 1 tip though, just get good freaking quality fruit, so that you're always stoked about the fruit, so that you're always looking forward to the next meal, and so that you're always satisfied when you're finished eating your meal. Nothing spells failure more than undereating. Undereating just makes you fail so hard, makes you crave everything and anything under the sun. So make sure you don't do that. Eat enough food, sweet, juicy fruit, and stay satisfied. Post any questions or comments down below. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and yeah, have fun, eat fruit and awesome ice all day long.